Hello, how's everyone doing this fine morning at Wicked Mornings? Keep in mind we are your number one source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting and equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, and this big monster, medium duty I would call it, Chevrolet Silverado 6500 HD. Your buddy called you up, said he got a brand new 3500 HD? Well, he could have got a 6500 HD. I didn't even know they made a 6500 till this thing rolled up in here. It's a single dual axle, heavy duty truck. I like it a lot. It was brought to us with a complaint. They purchased it half upfitted already. There's an echo light bar on the headache rack of the spreader body, the dump truck body, I guess, which is going to be a spreader and a snowplow as well. And it was not providing forward warning when the bed is raised. As soon as they raise the bed up, either to let the salt come back or to do pothole filling, the light bar is ineffective because it's actually mounted on the dump body. So what we had to do was get them some front warning. Customer request was put something in the grill, hopefully to be visible around the plow. It's got a big monster V plow. I'll try to attach a photo at the end of the video that we got of the plow. And the request was try to get something in the grill. Hopefully it goes over the plow. If not, it'll work when the plow's off. And to put something on the side as far forward as we could. Now, we talked with the customer about holes and what they didn't want to drill or where they were concerned. And the only real issue they had was the cab itself is steel. So we wanted to keep our holes in the cab to a minimum, but that entire front tilt nose is fiberglass. So there'll be no rusting issues at all on the tilt nose. It's plastic and fiberglass. So they were totally cool with being able to cut a hole in it. What we used there was a Fenix Fusion. That it's an all amber Fusion, and it has the recessed or flush mount trim piece added as well. We did have to cut a hole in the fender there, no big deal, as well as the grill, but the locations that we picked are going to utilize good warning up and around the plow headache and on the side. Now, the one main concern from this client was when the blade is on the truck and they are nosing out into traffic, attempting to turn left or turn right, there was no warning anywhere on the front of the truck. The only warning they had was way in the back above that locker on the headache rack of the bed, which is just not effective because it's about 10 feet behind the blade. So by putting that horizontally mounted Fusion right there behind the headlight on the top, right in the front fender, you can see how as they nose out into traffic, that is going to be going down to traffic and it's going to make it very visible that something is coming up there. Now, we just went with a standard 75, I think, FPM triple flash on that. We didn't want to go real aggressive because it's going to bounce off the blade and it's a municipal truck. It's going to be out with the public. I didn't want to be blinding everybody in the public with some crazy fast flash pattern or drive the driver of this truck batty when he's trying to use it. We did synchronize all four of those grille lights. As you can see, the driver's fender is in sync with the passenger grille. And likewise, driver's grille is in sync with the passenger fender. This way they get a nice strong alternation, kind of no matter where you are, around the 180 degrees of the front of that vehicle. Now, the client's initial suggestion was to put 2 or 3 small lights underneath the door, if possible, just to supplement the one in the front. Well, we could do that, and you're wiring in a lot of small lights, and instead of that, we chose to just go with a Fusion 800 8-head stick. We used a couple of Fusion brackets right to the bottom pinch weld underneath the body of the truck, and we actually used an aluminum pop rivet. We drilled the 3/16 holes in the pinch weld down there. We painted them up after we drilled them so they won't have any rust, and we used an aluminum pop rivet to secure the bracket to the truck so we don't have any thread issues, vibrations. You know how sometimes the self-tappers work themselves loose or break off? The pop rivet is a real secure, firm bond. We put 3 in each bracket and mounted the light stick, the 800 light stick, right there on the side. Well, with that one, we went with the pattern called single fast, which is just an alternating pattern with a single flash. Again, I didn't want anything extremely offensive for other drivers, but he really, really wanted some side warning on this plow. So that's what we did. We didn't screw around with the rest of the stuff that's on the truck. We just cleaned up a little bit of wiring for him here and there. Our part of this was the sticks, which are a Fusion 800 underneath the door, which we have in stock on our website, and the front lights, which are a flush mount single Fusion, which were special order. Here's your straight on view. I will say, had to remove quite a bit of material behind that grill to fit those lights where I fit them, but we've got an air-powered die grinder here as well as a body saw. These are things we can handle in the custom business. Flush mounting a light's not that ridiculous to do. It just takes up some time. I did really like how these turned out though, and the reason I went with flush mount was I had the lights here and I wanted something, because it's a snow plow, it's going to be in a pretty rigorous and dangerous environment, and being a flush mount or recessed mount light is much less chance of it getting damaged by a tree branch or whatever else they might run the front of the truck into. Snowplow drivers are a little bit rough on equipment, so once in a while things get broken. So by having a recessed light like this, you'd have to work really hard to break it. And it also looks really cool. Looks nice and trick. It was a nice, clean install for a nice, clean, beautiful truck. Pan back here and show you the whole truck. It's got a nice stainless bed, a nice, I don't think it's stainless, and a polished aluminum locker in front of the bed. This is a really cool rig, and it's also 6-wheel drive. It has that forward front differential, so it'll plow through anything, no pun intended. Thanks again for tuning in to Wicked Warnings. Again, this is a very simple build, just a couple of 800 Fusion sticks and 4 Fusion single head recessed lights in the front, and they're all just tied together. We use the factory auxiliary switch to run everything. Very easy install. So thanks again for tuning in to Wicked Warnings, your number one source of construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment. I hope you enjoyed this larger than average build, and if you have something like this, get a hold of us. I'm sure we have a solution to take care of it for you. And just to show you out back, there was a set of 6x2 ovals installed in this body. That gives you a little bit of warning out back. And I'm not even going to light up that Echo light bar because we got better light bars than that. I'm not even going to show you it. All right, see you guys in the next video.